Good morning and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Oh, let's turn my volume down and see if we get any comments from Facebook today. Who knows? We will see. If you joined me yesterday, morning Catherine, you will have seen me create this card here. I haven't added a sentiment to it, I've just left it plain for the minute, and then I can use it either as a birthday card or a thank you or a thinking of you. And this was created using the Tulip Fields stamp set. Morning Jeanette. And this stamp set and dies were featured in my class in a box and my classes this month. We had our card class yesterday. Sorry we missed you, Jeanette. Sorry you weren't able to join us. But we had a really good class. It was really good fun and lots of new ideas. I've decided to just use this triangle piece here today, and this one is going to be used just for some pattern building. It's a perfect equilateral triangle, so really good for doing formatted shapes, because obviously it's nice and easy to line up. So something completely different to the windmill scene. Now I haven't had a go at any of these, so we're learning together. So what I thought I'd do is just have a play and build some patterns and then hopefully create some cards from that. So I'm just going to start with some basic white card. Morning Jeanette. Oh, morning Katie I meant. I've already said hi to Jeanette, sorry. So I'm going to be using the triangle, and the first thing I thought should be nice and easy is just to literally alternate the triangles going across the page. Just straight stamping. And I'm going to use two different colours. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And so I can't decide whether I'm going to start, and I think I'll start in the middle, because there's more chance of getting it even if I do that. If I start at one end, I know that by the time I get to the other end, I might be slightly off course. So let's start with Evening Evergreen. So I hope everybody is well. I loved your photos yesterday, Katie, of your horse riding. That looked like a fantastic horse you were on yesterday. Okay, so I could measure the centre, but I'm just going to use my grid paper here to roughly centre it. So I'm just looking at the squares on either side, and then I know that this centre line is roughly in the middle. So if I position that there, I've got one block in from either side. So that centre line gives me 1, 2 3/4, 1, 2 3/4. So that should be good to go. Oh, I managed to get Ingle down the side. Quite sure how I managed that. Let's wipe that off. And so I'm just literally going to put the point roughly, hopefully, at my center point. Now I might cut this card down because I think the width of the card is just about the same as the stamp, and obviously if I'm just hand stamping I may have, you know, uneven gaps either side. We'll see. It does make a fantastic Christmas tree, doesn't it? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is put the next one in. I could stamp all of these going across, but I think I'm going to stamp my soft succulent next. I think that's going to give me the safest combination. So I hope everybody is well this morning. It looks a little bit brighter today than it has been for a few days, but who knows. So I'm taking the ink pad to the stamp, and this looks very, very light. Let me just try it out on here, make sure I do actually have ink on here. Oh, I do. It's just because it's the stamp has got slightly stained, and therefore you can't necessarily see the lighter colour ink. But I love this combination of greens. So now I've got that central, I can turn this round to make it easier to stamp. And I can either add a deliberate gap, or I can put them close together. And I can't quite decide which to do. Let's put this close together. Like so. Morning, Tracy. There we go. And then I can pop that one on there. So again, I'm going to use the soft succulent. So I just thought this would make a nice neutral base for a card, especially for a man. It could also be a sympathy card or anything. You could do it with nice bright colours for a child's card. So as I say, I'm not being exact. It'll just be as it comes out. So I've got a little bit of overlap, but I'm all right with that. Okay, so the next one is going to be Evening Evergreen. So just going to make sure my stamp block is still nice and clean, and ink this one up. Obviously you could do multiple colours or alternate colours. Be quite good in somebody's football colours, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so this one is going to go like so. As I say, the width of this card, which is 9.5 centimeters, is just about the same size as the stamp. So if you found that you were coming in from either side, or you had a little bit of a bigger gap, you could trim that down. And my plan is to pop it onto an Evening Evergreen card base like so, with a sentiment on top. So let's do this one again. So just manually lining it up. You could leave gaps if you wanted to. My fear about leaving gaps was that they wouldn't be very even, but I guess that's not the end of the world. There we go. Hi Kerry, good evening to you. I hope you have a bit more luck with the internet today. Thank you for your kind comments yesterday. Okay, let's wipe this down. So we're just going to now use soft succulent for the remaining two. So I do like playing with patterns. I'm not very good with sort of non-linear patterns, unless I'm doing just a complete random background stamping. Some people are very good with, you know, using pattern stamps. I'm better at using non-pattern stamps to create a pattern, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds a bit double dash, doesn't it? There we go. And then this last one. So because it's a big stamp, I'm always taking the ink pad to the stamp, not the other way around. There we go. And I'm using a mat underneath. Hi Sylvia, thanks for joining us. Using a mat underneath because it's quite a large photopolymer stamp and I want a good covering right the way across. Okay, so that worked out absolutely fine. Pleased with that. So you can have it this way or this way, whichever you wanted. And what I might just do, morning Lynn, is add a sentiment as my UPS man. So I think what I'm going to do is trim this very slightly so I lose these edges. Thank you. And then I'm going to mount that onto my evening evergreen card. So literally just going to take a millimetre or so off like that. And I'll do the same on the side so that it will still fit nicely on my card. Let's have a look and see if that's still central. Yeah, that looks good. That definitely works. Okay, so that is going to go onto a white card. And I just need to think of a suitable sentiment to put on it. Now I was thinking a circle, but I'm not sure actually the circle goes well with that. I wonder if I'd be better with a strip. I don't know. What do you think? I might have to think about that. Let me know whether you think I could use a fancy shape. Let's just see if I've got anything to hand that would let's have a look, see. That's more in keeping, I don't know. Catherine says strip. No, I don't think a circle works either. That might work. Let's see what else I've got shape-wise. I don't want to cover too much of it up. I mean, that would work because you can obviously see the whole. Feel like that's a bit too big. This is that one. Okay. Last option. Okay, let's deliberate on those. I think probably either this one or a strip. And of course this could go that way, like so. The other option, isn't it? Yes, I think it's going to be a strip, so let's put that to one side for a minute. Okay, and then let's do a different design altogether. Let me let the dog out. Right, sorry everybody. Okay, so let's do something else. So one of the obvious things you could do with this would be a sunburst pattern, where you have this going round a central point. So I think we'll have a go at that. So all I need to do really is fix a point where that's going to work all the way around. Now what I've got to watch is the furthest point here. So I think, because if I started up here, this one might be fine, but when you get to this point, obviously it doesn't fit the card. Morning, Zana. So what I might do is start with that position, because that's the furthest most point that's going to fit on the card. Obviously I can make the card smaller, that's another option. So that's my thought process for that, is to do it like a starburst. One of the obvious things you could do with this is a straight cross. So you could have this one here, and then one facing up this way, and then one to the right and to the left. So quite a traditional old-fashioned cross. Right, let's change up colours for this one. And I've got Gorgeous Grape and Fresh Fuchsia. Although actually if it's a sunburst, maybe I should go for yellows. Maybe I should. So let's switch out to Mango Melody and So Saffron, maybe. Let's see how that goes. So I'm definitely going to start, and I don't want it in the middle. Do I? No, I don't want it in the middle. So I'm going to angle it like so. Okay, let's just give it a go. We can always start again if it doesn't work. Okay, so this is Mango Melody. Can I see the dogs joined us again? Okay. And again, I've got a mat underneath, and so just playing with that best point really. Morning, Dee. So there's that one. And I am going to just alternate colours going round like I did with this one, rather than stamp, because I don't know how big a gap I need to leave. And I think I might leave some white gaps around this. Let's see. Give it a different effect. And obviously the other thing you could do is just stamp a whole load of these and manually cut them out and lay them onto, for example, a black card. So this is So Saffron. And I'm just going to pop the point of that onto there, like so. Then I'll switch back to Mango Melody and work my way round, and we'll just see what it looks like. Go. All right, Catherine, enjoy your run. I'm very impressed. Very impressed indeed. Okay, So Saffron next. So this is the lighter colour. that. And then I'm not re-inking to go into Mango Melody because it's a dark, not cleaning rather, because it's a darker colour. There we go. And then the lighter. So we had great fun at class yesterday, and I'm preparing the last of the class boxes for them to go out. It's just the final die cutting, that's the bit that takes a little bit of time. Okay, now what I have no idea as to whether this is going to have a huge gap at the end or whether it's going to work, whether I'll even have two of the same colour together. So very experimental. So let's see, I've got one that's going to be so saffron. Two, should work. But no harm done if it doesn't. I can either redo it with bigger gaps or smaller gaps. There we go. So one is going to be dark. It's going to be like so. Yeah, there will be a bit more of a gap. Let's see. So let's space this one out a little bit more. And then that one's going to go into there. Okay, so that's the dark, and this is the light. Now I'm going to cheat slightly because I think what I'm going to do for this one is use a circle in here, so I can get away with moving this further up. I mean, I could cover that up like I did yesterday, so it's not going everywhere. So what I'm going to do is use more of the triangle. Does that make sense? Because I want it bigger. Like so. There we have it. Okay. Oh, and in fact, I got away with it anyway. And you can see, well, I can see, I don't think you can, but because of the pattern of this is the same, there is a slight swirl that works its way round. I don't think you can see it from that side. Okay, so that worked, actually worked out better than I expected. So I think that would work really nicely. So I'm going to pop a sentiment onto here. And the sentiment I think I'm going to use is this one. So this is a coordinating set, as you see, called Flowering Tulips. And this goes with the whole tulip suite. And I think I'm going to use that because I think it might fit in that circle. I haven't actually stamped this set yet. It only arrived on Monday, but I think that will fit in there. Let's try it and see. Let's grab a block and some Mango Melody, and I'm just going to stamp this off. So the question is whether it's too light, but I think I'll get away with it. So this is just a stitch circle from one of our die sets. Actually, that die set has retired, but I have some spare stitch circles. So I just want to look straight through and get it fairly central with any luck. Okay, let's have a look. See, put my fingers in the ink. It says, "You're so thoughtful." Thank you, if you can see that. And I think that on there makes quite a stunning little card. And I think you could change those colours really easily to anything. You could do it the same all the way round, or I think you could have, you know, multiple colours. So let me grab now some Mango Melody, make that into a card, as I had prepared some gorgeous grape, but it's a nice bright vibrant colour, isn't it, Mango Melody? So this one, yeah, will fit in there. So this is going to be 10 centimetres. By 14.35, like so. Move that one out of the way and that, so you can see a bit better what's going on. So let's layer these up, and I've got a base card as well. Rainbow would look lovely, wouldn't it? And in fact the spacing worked okay. It's not, I'll say it's not exact because these are close together, but I think having that as your point means that you don't see it. And in fact you could do this anyway. That works quite nicely too, doesn't it? Oh, okay, so let me know. Portrait or landscape while I put these layers together. Let's grab some glue. Either looks great, thank you, Kerry. Oh, get some glue flowing. Landscape, says Sylvia. Come unattached. Okay, so my base layer of basic white card was 9.5 by 14.35. This is half a centimetre bigger, 10 by 14.35. This was 13.85, sorry, and then this is straight onto a card. So yeah, fairly sweet up, even. Some like both, which is good. Some prefer landscape, so I think I'm going to go landscape. Majority for landscape, I think. Nobody said just portrait, let's put it that way. So I think I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. There we go. Oops, daisy. And I could put a layer behind it, but I'm just going to keep this fairly simple but you could definitely put a Mango Melody layer behind. I could have punched out a circle, for example, or die cut a circle. Okay. Make sure I've got that the right way around. Yes, I have. There we go. So there's that finished card. Obviously it looks quite pale to you. It's a little bit more vibrant in real life. And let's see what we can do with this one. But I think a rainbow of colours would look lovely. So this one is Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And what do we think? They definitely look like trees in that formation, don't they? Let's have a look. Darker side at the bottom, like so. And that, or a strip, we said, didn't we? What do we think? Let's put the white layer behind, because it does make a difference when you layer it up, doesn't it? With the strip, like so. Okay. Right, now in this stamp set there's one that says no one deserves a happier birthday than you. Let's see if that will fit on this strip. Looks like it does. Let's stamp it and see. And if not, I'll just stamp it onto a piece of card and then cut it out. Let's grab a block. And I'm going to stamp this in Evening Evergreen. So let's bring back the mat. And I'm just going to pop this on so I can stamp it out first. See what it looks like. Okay, so because I haven't used this stamp before, I'm going to stamp it up and stamp it onto here. Okay, it's a nice sentiment actually. No one deserves a happier birthday than you. Let's see if I can fit it on this little strip. There we go. I like this little font with the italics, I have to say. Okay, let's have a look. Grab some scissors. And what I might do is take a piece of Evening Evergreen and put a strip across the bottom, underneath it or something, or maybe some ribbon. Going to rescue my ribbon from the porch. I don't normally keep my ribbon in the porch, I promise. It was only that one of my team needed some green ribbon. So I'm thinking if we did a sort of bit of ribbon like that, with that on top, roughly like that anyway. Okay, let's give that a go. So let's trim a piece of that off. So this is the matching evening evergreen ribbon. So let's put these layers together first. And then we're done. There we go. Okay, so that's on there. Let's pop this onto the card so it's done. And then we'll just lay this strip down. Like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is grab some glue dots and put one in the middle like that to hold it in place. And I think I'm going to angle this like so. Like that. Just want to see how this is going to go underneath. Okay, so what I want to do is have this fairly close. So let's just add another glue dot there. And if you just put the glue dot down, then you can sort of maneuver your ribbon onto it, hopefully, like so. And then see how that looks, and then you've got time to sort of lift that up and reposition it. I think that will work. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Just going to pop 3 on the back, like so. Stick that down and then trim my ribbon accordingly. That looks straight. Looks roughly straight to me. There's that one. There we go. What do you reckon? Will that pass? This looks a little bit too organised for that, doesn't it? Let's make this one a bit smaller. There we go. There we are. So I hope you like that one. I might put some a few bits of bling on there. Might bling box is already in my coffee and card box, so I'll drag out. We do have some evening evergreen little jewels that I could put on there. So there's that one there, and this one, definitely this is my favourite. I'm glad I switched to yellow, but I think you could do this as Tracy said, rainbow would be lovely. I was going to do it with excuse me, gorgeous grape and fresh freesia, so I might do another one with that. But just to show you that you can use elements of a stamp set for something completely different, and it's always worth checking your stamps out for that reason. Have another look at them and how you could use them. So the two sentiments that I've used comes from the coordinating set called Flowering Tulips. Thank you, Lynn. That's this one here. I'll say I haven't used this set for stamping or anything yet. Just grabbed those sentiments, which I rather like. So there we go. And then yesterday's card was this one here. So you can see that how that one was made if you look back on yesterday's Facebook Live or on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see that one. And then this one is created just using the triangle from the same stamp set that created this little piece here. So thank you so much, everybody. I'll get back to sending out the rest of my class in a box. Just to let you know that our Let's Get Creative all-day event booking closes on the 30th of January. So if you'd like to join us for a day of crafting in Eveney near Brackley, then have a look through the posts or just message me and I can send you the invitation and all the details. And if you've signed up for my class in the box this month, they will be going out today and tomorrow. And we have our online class on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. So I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. And in fact, tomorrow I'm going to do my live at 10 o'clock in the morning because I'm out in the evening. So we will be here at the same time tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. It would make a good mail card, wouldn't it? It's quite neutral. So that was my feeling. So thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care, or your evening, whenever you're watching. Any questions, just don't hesitate to pop a comment on and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.